Hey guys, it's John, and we're playing Minecraft again as per usual. Today I think I'm going to be answering one question, and hopefully getting back to building my castle once we've got enough cobblestone. And we're going to need a lot more than we do just now, but I'm just harvesting cobblestone while I'm answering a question because it makes it a little bit more interesting, and yeah. So the question I got, well, I've actually had this question quite a lot, and not just in the comments of my videos, but I also got messages and stuff like that. But the question was what kind of music I'm into, and I think I may have actually answered a question like this before, and I think I made a commentary about it ages ago for my Chilling in Minecraft series, but I didn't actually upload that video. I can't remember why I didn't upload it, but there was a specific reason why. It might have been audio issues or something, which I hope you guys have actually noticed recently. I had some audio issues with my videos before, but I've improved my audio. I got a new microphone, I got a new headset, and I had a buzzing sound in the background, but I'm using a program called Audacity, and I'm removing the buzzing sound with some noise removal effect or something like that, but it seems to be working pretty good. And yeah, so what kind of music I'm into, I'm sorry if you've actually heard me say this before, but you guys are just gonna have to put up with it. I'm sure quite a few of you might have already heard this, but kind of music oh crap, I just got rid of my water by accident. That was totally retarded, but the music I'm into a lot of music. There's not really one genre that I can pinpoint out that I love. Well, there probably is. I'm into metal music. I can name a couple of bands, but I'm sure quite a few people are not gonna know any of them. But the genres I like, the ones I listen to most, is either metal music. I like stuff like stuff that's like rock, and surprisingly enough, I actually like piano music. I love listening to piano music for some reason. I don't know why. I love it when bands use pianos in their music. Bands like Mogwai, or I don't even know if I'm saying their band right, but I think it's Mogwai, or Portishead, or bands like that. I love when they use pianos in it, especially with like guitars and stuff like that. So it's sort of got a rocky. That's such a odd, stupid word. It's sort of like rock mixed with piano, which is pretty awesome. And it's usually pretty depressing music, which is kind of odd, but it just sounds really nice to me, in my personal opinion. Music is always subjective. If you like different music from me, then I don't really care, because music is entirely subjective. If I might like stuff that you don't like, and you might like stuff that I hate, so it doesn't really matter. Like, I could say some bands are crap, but technically a band can be crap, but that's my subjective view. If I don't like the sound of a band, then that's my subjective view, but a band can actually technically be crap. Like, the music they make could... Okay, what should I throw away here? I don't really need a door. Don't know why I have a door. Don't really need 2 sticks, or a furnace, or a door. That'll leave us with 3 stacks to go. But yeah, a band can technically be crap, but people can still like that. Like their band, like the sound of their music. And when I say technically be crap, I mean the riffs can be repetitive, and the singing could be below average, but it can still sound good to someone's ears, and someone can still like it. So, me personally, I like when a band has a lot of talent, when there's a lot of musical talent in there, and I just get drawn into musical talent. A lot of metal bands are extremely talented in the way they play the instrument, and there's like lots of jazz bands. I think jazz is probably one of the most talented. Like, a lot of jazz bands are extremely talented, the way they play the guitar and stuff like that. But I personally am not into jazz at all. It's not really my kind of music. But yeah, my favourite music is definitely going to be metal, if you wanted me to pronounce my T's, because I don't really usually pronounce my T's. But heavy metal, progressive metal. I don't even know most of the genres, because there's so many genres nowadays that I can't really keep up. Like I have no idea the difference between metal and progressive metal and hardcore metal and post-rock metal and aggressive metal, death metal. There's so many different there's a ridiculous amount of genres, and it doesn't make any sense. To me, it should be good or crap. It should be just put into stuff. You shouldn't. I don't know. I don't even know. I could just name my favorite bands. My favorite band of all time is definitely going to be Mogwai. I'm sure I've actually put a couple of their songs in a couple of my videos. Like, I put one of their songs in my Back to My Roots video. I think that was it might have been my 200th video I made that. But that was one of their songs. There's another one called 15,000. That was my 15,000 subscriber video I put in one of their songs. But a lot of their music is sort of like, a lot of it is kind of depressing. A lot of it's instrumental, and it's all guitar and piano. And I've run out of space, so I'm going to go back to my castle. But that's the kind of stuff I love a lot. And then I've got stuff like The Devil Wears Prada, TesseracT, Elitist. Right, let's just name a couple of my bands. I actually went to check my iTunes because my memory is that bad. I can't even remember my own favourite bands. Is that bad? That probably is bad. Okay, I actually need to check it again because I am so unbelievable. My memory is just ridiculous. Yeah. Okay. So I've said Elitist, I've said TesseracT, I've said Devil Wears Prada. There's Circle of Contempt. I know that band name's kind of odd, but I like their music. There's stuff like Veil of Maya as well. I love Veil of Maya because Veil of Maya, they're incredibly talented in their music. Like all the stuff is like super technical and everything. Somewhat while we're in here, what else is there? There's bands like if I scroll up, Structures. I love Structures as well. A lot of bands like that. So if you know those bands, I love bands like that. I think it's called Gent. I don't know. I think that's a new genre, some sort of new progressive genre that's out. That's kind of popular just now. But I love that kind of music. It's like really heavy and just generally pretty awesome. But there's also lots of other bands that I love that I don't listen to as much. Like there's a lot of bands that are very nostalgic. Like I used to listen to a band called Rammstein a lot. They're a German band. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of them. I used to listen to them when I was like 8 years old or something. That was my favourite band for years and years and just ages. Then there's stuff like System of a Down. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard that as well. There's a lot of bands I used to listen to a lot. I think we're going to make another level. We'll do one more stair set, and then we can make the level there. There's other stuff like it's kind of weird with me because I like so many different genres. I'm not really particularly I'm not an elitist of genres. I don't only listen to one genre because that's my favorite genre. I'm not like some super elitist person that hates every genre. Like I'm not hating on mainstream music. I just don't like mainstream music. Like generally I like some songs, but in general I don't really like mainstream music. But that's just my opinion, and mainstream music is the most popular music. That's why it's mainstream. and a lot of people like that. But me personally, I'm not into that. But that's just one kind of genre that well, mainstream isn't really a genre, but that's one kind of music I'm not into. But generally, I like a lot of stuff. I like stuff like Red Hot Chili Peppers. I like, I've actually been listening to a lot of nostalgic music just now. I don't know why. I've just been listening to a lot of music that I used to listen to years ago. Things like Moby. My mum used to listen to Moby all the time, and then I just randomly downloaded one of his albums today. It was today, obviously. It was like maybe about a week ago. And I just listened to that because it's very nostalgic, and it's just nice to hear music that I brings memories and stuff like that. That's what I love about music in general. Music is very powerful. Like, for example, in horror movies, if horror movies didn't have the music or the sounds in them, like if you watched a horror movie on mute, it wouldn't be scary at all. It would be more funny than scary. But when you put in the music and the sounds, it makes everything. It gives everything a. What's that word again? It makes it. Oh, I can't remember the word. Atmospheric. That's the one. It makes everything much more atmospheric, and it gives the actual. What's it called again? It gives the film or video or something a better. Oh, I'm honestly so bad at this. But yeah, music is just so powerful. It makes everything a lot better. Like it can bring on memories. It can be nostalgic. It can be atmospheric. There's a lot of things that music can do, and it's just music. People who make music can be extremely talented. There's people that can be really bad and still get super famous. I'm not going to name any names, obviously. But just now, music is pretty bad in general. I'm not going to say anything, but it's sort of gone downhill because money is involved, and when money is involved with anything, everything goes downhill. Like, do I not have any food on me? Damn it. Since money is involved, it's more about the money than the actual talent of the person. It's more about fame and stuff like that than the actual music, which is kind of retarded because music is supposed to be music and not a way to get famous, if that makes any sense whatsoever. But yeah, I sort of went off my question. So the actual question is what kind of music I'm into, and I sort of addressed that already. I'll put a list of my favorite. Oh god, oh my god, what the hell? Oh, you didn't actually explode. That is pretty weird. I'll put a list of my favorite bands in the description, actually, if I remember. And yeah.